something that's not really talked about in the West. And as you found out, Ikigai is this romanticized kind of notion that it's from Okinawa and it's about living a long life. And there's also a Venn diagram involved. So let's talk about your experience of learning about the West's fascination with Ikigai. How did that come about? I think you mentioned that a friend mentioned it to you first in the States.
Yes, it was very serendipitous in many ways, because it was probably at the beginning of 2020 or probably in the summer. At my job, I was in the women's board and we were doing a presentation about professional development. And we had a speaker come on and they were sharing about some frameworks that they found helpful. And she started with this Ikigai Venn diagram. And I remember freezing. I was just so shocked, to be honest, because I was so surprised that I saw this concept. And I know I shared last time, but it was more of such pain in my soul. I think that's the best way I could describe it, that I just felt such sadness from my heart, because Ikigai is such a beautiful concept and it's so nuanced, and it's not something that could be put on paper and a formula, unfortunately. And so I think that was the first time I saw it and was heartbroken. And then the second time was the same, maybe like one day later. My best friend in London was doing a purpose program that was well regarded in the UK. And
wow.
she reached out to me and said, "Oh, I didn't know Japan had this framework, this Venn diagram." And again, I was very sad. I think at this point I was going through the grieving stages. So I think I turned to anger more. I was just enraged. I was enraged that, why are they taking such a beautiful concept and putting it like this? And then last but not least, I was listening to one of my podcasts and they were talking about this Ikigai Venn diagram. I think it was one of those professional development podcasts that I like. And I think it was like a researcher referencing this Venn diagram. And that was very much the icing on the cake, where I kept seeing it, which ultimately, after I grieved, I came to appreciation, where I think it's beautiful that the West is so interested in this concept, because to me, that just shows us that they really are looking for a different way of wanting to be and live a life, which is wonderful. But I just think that the Venn diagram is a limiting framework that, and if you really want to understand what Ikigai is, then it's unfortunately not the Venn diagram.